Hello everyone, I am Erika of BEADIngschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly beading workshop to make sure that every beader all around the world has company. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I would like to know that the technical stuff is alright before we would start doing something important. Beading, of course. So I'm waiting for your comments. You can watch today's broadcast live from the Beading School Facebook club and also from the Beading School Facebook page. And later, I will also upload it to the YouTube channel of Beading School. So you can watch it again if you want to, or watch it later if you can't do it now. And Lita says that all is good. Thank you so much for letting me know, Lita. And Yosin is here, and Linda is here, and Debbie and Louisa is here, and Jessica. Claire is here, and Christina. Elena is here, and Sarah. Linda also says that all is good. Antoinette, Marianne, Donna, and Facebook friend. So if you are watching from the Beading School Facebook club, then my broadcasting program that I use to make it possible to show you at the same time illustrations and my hand camera and your comments. So I'm using this special program and it doesn't automatically sees your name and your face. So if I don't greet you personally, I love doing that, then it's because I don't see your name or face yet. And if you want my program to enable to see you, then you can click on the link that is in the description about the video. And then I can say that, hi Irina, and hi Alicia, and hi Elena, and hi Sherry. Hello everyone. So today, let's see the big picture. We are going to bead together the Imagine motif. I designed it from beads and components from the Flowers in the Hair collection, but of course you can make it from your own stash too. For all of the Friday workshops, I try to focus on beading material that you probably already have at home to make sure that you can join in anytime without any special preparations. But it is also very comfortable if you are one of our Beading School Academy students, and then you can just turn to your box and everything is included. So this is what we are going to work on today. And as you can see, I made it into an earring, half an earring so far. The turquoise, wow, perfectly matching my blues today. But as pretty much as with all of the beading motifs, you can turn it into bigger earrings, smaller earrings, necklaces, pendants, bracelets, brooches, whatever you would like it to be. It's up to you. And also you can personalize it with all kinds of extra components. Also, someone joined us for the first time. I don't see your name, but welcome. I'm really happy that you could make it. And Marta is here, and Susie is here, and Gemma is here, and Kristen is here also. Wonderful company, ladies. So let's see that what do we need for today's workshop. You can download in the meanwhile the tutorial from noonehas2beadalone.com if you visit that page, and then you can decide. There is a PDF that you can print or save to your computer for later, and there are always two options for the Friday workshops for No One Has to Bead Alone to make sure that no one has to bead alone. My humor sucks sometimes, I have to admit. Doing my best. So, yeah. You have two choices. You can either download it for free. It arrives to your inbox, to your email address, and that's my helping hand to make sure that you have a nice new beading tutorial every week. To stay creative, stay connected to your beady friends, or you can also go for the support version and buy the tutorial for €5. It's up to you. So while you are doing that, no1has2beadalone.com, then I will tell you what do you need for the motif. So in the middle, I have a 3mm round bead, but it's very individual that what would you like to put in the middle. So while I have the simple round bead in the middle, you can also switch it to a suwon rhinestone. You can add even a bigger thingy, like for example 6mm 2-hole cabochon, even the Rosetta one. I really liked it that some of you changed in one of the patterns these simple smooth cabochons to the Rosetta ones to give some extra texture. That's a super nice idea. So that's in the middle. And then you need, for one motif, 8 pieces of SUPERDUO beads. You need 4 pieces of 3mm Czech fire polish beads, 4 pieces of 3mm PRECIOSA bicones, and then seed beads. I have there MIYUKI DELICA size 11s, then MIYUKI round seed beads in different colors. I used the super shiny 24-karat gold, real gold plated ones on the edges. I had a feeling that the motif becomes more energetic that way. And then all the rest, it's up to you that how would you like to personalize your jewel. So I added a square stitch bezeled 8mm Preciosa CHATON under the motif. The square stitch bezel tutorial is available between the free tutorials at beadingschool.com or also on the blog. And then I have there this champagne yellow glass drop in metal setting. I'm really into yellow these days, you might have noticed. I was even teasing you today about the yellow mushroom beads in the club, that why is everything gone from the mushroom beads? But still there are the yellow ones, but actually I might have ordered double or triple quantity to make sure that I have enough. So yellow it is, yellow drop it is. And then I attached an ear wire with a little butterfly on top of it. I like how the SUPERDUOs actually form like wings, kind of, and then the butterfly on the ear wire is kind of mimicking that shape, spreading apart from the middle. So that's what you need for today. Do you have any questions about the material before we would start? In the meanwhile, I would just like to mention that we have a special deal until next Tuesday's Coffee Time with Erika, running at beadingschool.com. So you can get all the 2-hole 6mm cabochons. Those are the pink ones on the picture. I used them in the bezel itself on that pendant. Also the mushroom beads, the little mushroom beads, melons, the round drop duos, and SUPERDUOs with 15% off. And if you go for a bundle, then the bundle discount and the 15% discount, they add up. So that's the best choice that you can make. And there are many, many colors available. And the biggest bead infusion on the site this week, it was that the Treasury ladies restocked many of the colors of the 6mm cabochons. So most of them are available again. So thank you so much if you decide to place an order. In the meanwhile, also, Terry joined us and Ginny joined us. Ladies, are you ready with your material? Can we start beading? I will, in the meanwhile, prepare my other camera so you can see my hands and see what I'm doing. And yeah, I also need my illustrations. You can follow the illustrations on screen or from the PDF that you can download. You can hear me, but I think now it should be okay. Please let me know. Facebook user friend joined in the meanwhile. Welcome. So I hope that you can hear me. I don't see any confirmation for now. Oh, Louisa is watching us from bed. It's very early on you, Louisa's side. Oh, one of our dedicated beaders from New Zealand. Okay, thank you, Sherry and Debbie and Gemma. So if you are prepared, then let's start with our SUPERDUO beads. We will need 8 pieces of SUPERDUO beads. And as we are working with 2-hole beads, then please make sure that that both holes are open. I always take a quick look when I pick them up one by one. And Cindy is also here, and Jessica has a super good question. Do you recommend making a knot the first row around the SUPERDUOs? You know, I rarely tie knots, but in this case, actually, I will, as I had a feeling that my SUPERDUOs were sliding apart a bit with the first motif that I was beading. My knot will not be a super tight one, a super strong one, but it will help me to keep good tension. So in the meanwhile, I beaded through all the SUPERDUO beads one more time through the same hole, and this is when I am tying the knot. Kind of gently. I will not pull it like super tight, but I will tie 2 knots. And then I bead through the first hole of my first SUPERDUO bead one more time. So this is how it looks like at the moment. And hi, Liv, good to see you. And some more Facebook user friends. And now, when I have this first circle of SUPERDUOs ready, then I will be adding my 3mm round pearl in the middle. And this is, if you want to use 4mm or 6mm suwon rhinestone, actually, then you can also go for that. Or maybe like a faceted round PRECIOSA bead, that would also be nice. So I picked up my 3mm round pearl and I beaded through the first hole of the SUPERDUO that is exactly opposite of the one that I was exiting. I bead back through the round pearl and then I bead through the original hole of the original SUPERDUO one more time. So the 3mm bead sinks into the middle hole created by the SUPERDUOs. And Facebook user friend, thank you so much for wishing us a great time. Have a nice weekend too. So if you have your pearl or rhinestone or whatever you are using, I'm curious, by the way, that what are you using? What do you put in the middle? So after you have attached it, then you can bead through the second hole of the SUPERDUO that you are exiting at the moment. My round pearl is actually not entirely sinking in between the SUPERDUOs, so this will be the front side because I think it is nicer than this one. But to be in alignment with the illustrations, I will work now on the back of the motif, but it doesn't matter actually at all because it's identical. And Terry has a mushroom bead in the middle. Oh, I like that, Terry. Mushroom season, indeed. Lita is using a 3mm pearl, just as in the instructions. In step 3, I'm going to add the 4 pieces of 3mm BICONE beads interchangeably with the 4 pieces of 3mm fire polished beads. So I am exiting now the second hole of a SUPERDUO. I pick up a fire polished bead and I bead through the second hole of the next SUPERDUO. And I repeat this, but this time I'm adding a 3mm BICONE. And then again, a 3mm fire polished bead, and then again a 3mm BICONE, and so on. Yosin says that she's also using a 3mm pearl and the yellow one. Aww. Brave choice. So basically here, you could pretty much also go for only 3mm BICONEs or only 3mm fire polished beads. It's completely up to you. But for me, I thought like, okay, this looks interesting if I'm using if I'm using 2 different kinds of beads in this step. And hi, Wanda, good to see you too. And once I added all the beads around my little motif, then I finish by beading through the first fire polished bead and the second hole of the next SUPERDUO. So how are you doing, ladies? I'm switching in the meanwhile to step 4, and I will repeat the thread pass with a little modification. So when I am at the place that 3mm BICONE is added, then instead of beading through the 3mm BICONE, I pick up 4 pieces of MIYUKI DELICAs. I skip the BICONE and I bead through the second hole of the SUPERDUO after it, and also the next fire polished bead and the second hole of the SUPERDUO after the fire polished bead. So now I'm again in the position that I could go into the BICONE, but I am not. So I pick up 4 pieces of the DELICA beads. I skip the BICONE, and this is a bit tight, so you need to be careful. Also, like, not to scratch your BICONE or not to break your SUPERDUO. So then you should bead through SUPERDUO, fire polished bead, and another SUPERDUO. The Facebook user friend says, I am making the motif so it will match a dress I have, but still figuring out what it will be in the end. What a nice source of inspiration. And I'm curious, how will you finish the jewel, what it will become? What kind of colors are you using? And everyone, are you using flowers in the hair colors like I do? Or did you go for a different color combination today? I'm adding now the third sequence, third group of 4 pieces of MIYUKI DELICAs, and then beading again through SUPERDUO, fire polished bead, SUPERDUO. And Marta says, I'm a slow beader and I love listening to you and learning how you bead. You make it look easy. Oh, Marta, so nice to have you here. And thank you for your kind words. I love seeing your jewels afterwards. Always find your colors inspiring. I'm adding now the 4th, last group of 4 DELICA beads. And then I finish this step. It's getting tighter and tighter to bead through the SUPERDUOs, so be extra careful here. And I want to finish by beading through a SUPERDUO and then 4 pieces of MIYUKI DELICA beads that are above a 3mm BICONE. And Facebook user friend says, my colors are pale green, white, and black. Oh, I'm curious. Pale green is super nice. Jessica is doing the same, the flowers in the hair colors. Let's see step 5 in the meanwhile. So this is where we need to be extra careful to make sure that the bead counts are all right. So now I'm going to work with the super nice turquoise seed beads. And after exiting the group of 4 DELICAs, I pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the turquoise DELICAs. 3, 4, 5. And then I bead backwards through the next fire polished bead. I pull my thread. I skip the first 2 that I picked up, and I bead through the last 3 pieces of round 15 seed beads. I complete this part by picking up 2 more round 15s, and then I bead through 4 pieces of MIYUKI DELICAs that are above the next BICONE. So the result is kind of an arch above the fire polished bead made of 7 round 15 seed beads, where the first 2 and the last 2 are not attached to the fire polished bead, but the 3 round 15s in the middle, they are. So this is what I am going to do all around the motif. And by the way, when we were beading the first square stitch bezels, like this one, then many of you were wondering what makes the square stitch bezels really nice and smooth. And I would like to bring back that thought, because the same thing makes these lines, these arches that we are creating now, nice and smooth. So the goal is not to pull your thread as hard as possible, but if you need, then repeat the thread path and fill up the holes of the seed beads as much as possible. Maybe when you are already like finishing your jewel, so you are just securing your thread, because then the beads will not move sideways, but they will stay nice connected into one smooth line. So that would be my little tip here to make your jewel as nice as possible. And in the meanwhile, Marta says, I've been working on a Louisiana. We'll show it later, and then I will do Imagine. That's also such a nice idea, to like go back to an older motif every once in a while and maybe bead it in a different color way, maybe bead a different jewel from it, applying all the beading knowledge that you have accumulated in the meanwhile. Or maybe this is actually the first time for you, so that's also exciting. So, are you ladies okay with this step? How is it going? Creating the little arches. Facebook user friend says, I have cut off my hair, so maybe I can join 3 of the motifs and attach it to a hairpin. Can't make up on anymore. There are then new possibilities with your hair, and attaching it to a hairpin, or maybe to a fabric hairband, that would be super nice. Flowers in the hair indeed. I'm adding the third group, creating the third arch, completing it now with 2 seed beads, beading through the 4 DELICA beads. Oh, Yosin says, it looks very nice on my desk. I'm curious to see it afterwards, Yosin. By the way, I wanted to mention, we had a post in the club, and also Claire sent it to us in an email, that Facebook is changing something about classes, live classes. And I wanted to reassure you that even if we have to make some changes, how no one has to be alone and coffee time with Erika work, then for sure we will find a technical solution so we can continue meeting twice a week, just like all the time during the past 2.5 years. So Facebook making a change, it does not mean that our classes and meetings will end. We will continue. I will continue as long as possible. And Marta says, I'm using a filigree for the first time with Louisiana, like your pair. Oh, I'm curious about that one then, Marta. What kind of colors are you using? Now I finished in the meanwhile my 5th step, and after creating the 4th and last arch of round 15th, I beaded through 2 DELICA beads. In step 6, I will be adding DELICA beads, always 1 additional DELICA bead in between 2 plus 2 to complete this nice little V shape over the bicone. So I beaded at first through the 2 delicas. I picked up a new delica, and then I beaded through, actually, oops, I made here a small mistake. You need to bead only through 1 delica bead, not through both of them. So here I'm exiting 1 delica bead, and I did not go through the 2nd delica bead. And now I will be actually alternating between I'm creating the 2nd row of arches. I'm showing you the finished motif to explain it better. So there are 2 arches of around 15 seed beads around the fire polished beads. But while at the top and the bottom both arches are turquoise, on the sides of my motif I switched to the golden colored seed beads to give the piece more energy and a bit of sparkle. So you can do the same, you can alternate, or you can use the same color all around. So after I got into position, I pick up 3 pieces of the round 15s and I bead backwards through the first 2 round 15s that I have added in the previous step. I pull my thread and then I skip the first new round 15 and I bead through the 2nd and the 3rd, attaching the 2nd arch to the first one. Now I pick up 3 round 15s again and I bead only through the turquoise bead in the middle of the first arch. I skip the first out of the 3 that I picked up and I bead through the last 2. So I am now attaching 2 new seed beads to the 1 seed bead in the middle. And again, I pick up 3. I bead backwards through the last 2 seed beads. And I repeat part of the thread path, beading only through the last 2 seed beads. And I complete the arch by picking up 1 seed bead and beading through the 2nd delica out of the group of 4. So this is how it looks like at the moment. In the meanwhile, Terry says, I am using box contents with different colors than yours. Then that will be super interesting. Like there are different colors of delica beads and also round 15s, lots of different delicas this time in the flowers in the hair box. So even if you stick to the box, then you can make it look very, very different than the original. Antoinette says, thank you. This is an important part of my week. It really makes my birthday nice. I was also very much looking forward to our meeting today. And Martha says, the colors are gold, matte sparkly silver half tilas. Half tilas? We don't have half tilas. Sparkly silver. Okay, I don't know. And 2 AB turquoise and 2 AB crystal bicones and a clear connector. And hi, Faye. And Facebook user friend says, I had to attach one more size 15 now for it to look right. It also depends a bit on the finish of your beads and also on your thread tension. So it might happen every now and then that you need to modify a design a little bit. And is it done? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly. Someone says, I am glad to be here instead of working. So much more fun, right? So, and now I will repeat the same, but switching between the gold and the turquoise round 15s. So I just added a MIYUKI DELICA to complete my little V. I beaded through one DELICA, and then I pick up 3 round 15s. I bead backwards through the first 2 round 15s. I skip the first and bead through the second and the third out of the 3 new ones. I again pick up 3 new beads. I attach 2 of them to the middle round 15 over the fire polished bead. And then third group of round 15s, 3 round 15s, skipping 1 and attaching them to the last 2. And completing the arch by adding 1 last round 15 and beading through 1 DELICA to get to the middle of the little V. And Joyce is here and Joanna is here too. Joanna says, hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a lovely day. Sarah says, I have yellow beads on my bead board. I am beading another beading school design today. Wow, Sarah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So much out of your comfort zone. And I'm curious, which design are you making? And how is it going with the second arches, ladies? I have now 2 completed, 1 golden one and 1 turquoise arch. And Belinda is here. Now I see your name. Wonderful. How are you, Belinda? So, to remember the logic of creating the second arches, you always pick up 3 groups of round 15s, 3 groups of 3 round 15s, always skipping one, the first one that's not attached to the first arch, and then completing the arch by adding the 10th bead separately. Oh, Lita, have a nice weekend. Make sure to post your creation later. Belinda has a day off to bead. Oh, that's wonderful. So nice that you can relax with your beads. And Terry says she has to go now. Have a nice weekend, Terry. It was good to have you with us. Louisa's asking, should that be a hold arch? I'm sorry, Louisa, but I don't exactly understand what a hold arch means. I'm sorry, my English might not be enough. Sometimes I feel the limitations. Gold arch. Oh, you're so right. Oh my god. Yes, it should have been a golden one. Oh. Like, what do I don't get about it? Oh. Okay, ladies, so what do you think? What shall I do now? Shall I redo it? Or what about making a slightly asymmetrical pair of earrings where in one piece the golden arches, there are two golden arches on the sides, and in the second piece there is only one golden arch at the top. What do you think about this look? I'm getting friendly with it. Sarah says in the meanwhile, Joni pendant by Susie. I actually fall in love with the original colors. Strange, huh? It is indeed surprising, Sarah, but that's so nice to see you experimenting so much out of your comfort zone. And I think looking at the design by Susie, I will put it on screen for a sec so everyone knows what we are talking about. That isn't it just like pure love? Okay, Louisa says that asymmetrical is good. Claire says frog it. Christina also says that they must be the same. Oh, Jessica also says redo it. Yosin says be bold. Lutka also says that asymmetric isn't bad. Okay, ladies, I'm going to listen to Lutka, and I'm going to listen to Yosin, and I'm going to listen to Louisa because I'm lazy and I actually like it. So it will be asymmetrical. So I'm staying with one golden arch. So this goes to the side. These also extra components go to the side. And I will finish my fourth arch. I'm also planning to have, by the way, a long, nice beading evening. I didn't have like a evening and the whole weekend, actually. I didn't have like a very decadent beads and pizza and Netflix series kind of evening on my own for quite some time. And sometimes it just feels good and I want to finish a bunch of projects. There are lots of things coming up soon. And I would like to make some good progress during the weekend. I also want to complete testing one more time the new dreaming necklace. This is how it ended up. If you haven't seen it on Tuesday during coffee time, then I am testing this one with a Montana blue 27mm cabochon in the middle. Jessica says, maybe you are starting a new trend now. Let's see. How many asymmetrical earrings will we see during this weekend? Who dares to go bold? And Marta says, in the meanwhile, I've been watching Thunderwalk on Netflix. I love seeing the city of Amsterdam. Oh my god! I did not hear about that, but Marta, it's like I'm enthusiastic about Amsterdam. I moved here like exactly 7 years ago. My exact anniversary is coming up at the end of this month. And I'm in love with the city and I can't stop talking about it and reading about it. I'm actually collecting all kinds of books about Amsterdam and read and learn as much as possible about the history and everything. And it feels so good when someone is visiting, or if I can talk to someone about Amsterdam, or like share even such a nice little experience that you see Amsterdam in a series. And Sarah says, will the instructions be so you can bead it without the flat drops? Totally, Sarah. You can decide if you want to bead it with or without the flat drops. The without version, that might be similar, the feel of it, to Passiflora. That was actually the that was my first tutorial that I wrote. So nice to think about it. So the feel of it is similar, but with different beads, of course, the different final effect. So you can decide, here it is actually, you can decide if you want to add the extra parts or not. It's up to you. You might, I noticed that the final design is pretty extreme, but I actually, even if you are not that much into the look of the version with the wings, with the flat drops, then I still recommend like at least going through the instructions to see that how the technical stuff was done, how did I make sure that the drops stay in place, and so on, because here I have a feeling with the dreaming pendant that it can again like really add something into the repertoire of your beady skills. So it might build into your like unconscious beady like library. So when you face a problem in your beading problem challenge, then it might help you later to solve it. And Claire's, oh, Belinda is there. Belinda says, beading is so slow that when mistakes turn into, I meant to do that. Yeah, like sometimes I feel like I have to repair it, but here I have a feeling that even if it was not intentional, but design wise, I am happy with this asymmetrical version. And by the way, Marta, about Amsterdam on Netflix, there is also the Tinder Swindler movie that's also partially from Amsterdam. And oh my god, there is this, it's a Dutch series, and it's a really funny one. And also in some ways tragic. It's called, I think it's called Sex Lines. And that's in Amsterdam, and that's like, oh my god, you feel Amsterdam in that movie. It's also on Netflix, I think. And Claire says, a friend has put me into K-dramas. They are so good. Who would have thought that a man with long hair wearing a dress could be so attractive? I have to ask, I'm sorry. What are K-dramas? Can you please tell me, Claire? And Elena has an idea. Then to support this asymmetric feeling, you can also put the chatons differently, one beneath and one above. That's a good idea, Elena. Thank you so much. I love your ideas and thank you for sharing them. In the meanwhile, I'm actually like finishing the motif. I was just reinforcing the lines. So from now on, it's up to you that how would you like to finish your imagine motif? What kind of components would you like to add to personalize it? And if you need a little help with connecting different kinds of components or different beaded motifs to each other, then there are 2 articles on the Beading School blog that help you with that. They are indeed called How to Connect beaded motifs, or How to Connect the beaded motif to a component. I don't remember the exact title, but go to the blog and you will find them. And Yosin is asking, does it dome a little? Indeed, a little bit. A little bit. So I'm trying to show you from the side the fire polished beads and the SUPERDUOs, so pretty much the big beads, they sit a little bit over the level of the seed beads around them. And Sherry says, I like the look of your board right now. Oh, thank you so much, Sherry. And Claire says, K-dramas are made by the Koreans. There are historical stories, hence the dress and long hair, and modern ones. A good modern one to start with is Crash Landing on You. Okay, thank you, Claire, for the recommendation. I'm looking forward to a long evening with all kinds of series and just thinking about beads and colors and shapes and playing and making up something new. So thanks for the recommendation. And lovelies, do you have any questions left about this? I'm switching back to my face camera now. So how is it going with you? I hope I managed to switch off one of my microphones so you don't hear an echo. And please let me know if you have any questions about this or about anything else that might come into your mind. While you are typing in your questions, then I would like to do a little recap of what's happening nowadays at Reading School. What can you look forward to, or what can you check out from earlier from this week? So on Tuesday, during coffee time with Erika, I did like a theoretical laying the foundations kind of talk about turning your beaded motifs into necklaces. I was talking about possibilities on a theoretical level, kind of shapes, what kind of components can you play with. And next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European time, there will be the second chapter when I'm going to share with you 10 plus best practices of turning beaded motifs into pendants or necklaces. All kinds of veils, connections, and so on. And about jewels, so besides the Imagine that we were beading now, we also published Susie's Johnny tutorial, which is an amazing design. It even managed to influence Sarah to use yellow. Isn't it amazing? So this is really a good one, and I'm so happy to see Susie accomplishing such an intricate design. So that's also waiting for you. And what else do we have? I'm finishing the blog post, the first little tutorial for an earring variation with table cut beads. I made 2 different ones, and today I drew, and I'm writing now the dragonfly coin earring that will be available on the blog in a few days. And tomorrow we were supposed to have a storytelling night with 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄, but unfortunately 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄 needs to focus on something going on in her life. Wishing her all good vibes and positivity. So we had to postpone 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄𝐄's storytelling night to the 29th of October, last Saturday of October. It will happen through Zoom. The link will be available in the virtual classroom of the Beading School Academy. But Susie is going to wait for you tomorrow with a lunch break. Also, the link is available at the Academy. So bring good mood, bring your beads, bring your beady questions, and get to know your Beading School Academy classmates tomorrow. And ask Susie how it went with the Johnny pendant, how did she design it, where did the ideas come from, and so on. It will be a cool event. And Tuesday, not only are we going to talk about turning motifs into necklaces, but recently, okay, this is a little screenshot from the Beading School Bead Shop administration area. And I took this screenshot because, as you can see, recently we served our 25,000th beader and fulfilled the 25,000th beady wish. And we are going to celebrate a bit. So on Tuesday, we are coming with a surprise. The team in the treasury was also already working on it for you. So make sure to join on Tuesday, because we are really looking forward to share something and to surprise you and make you happy with something. So yeah, we are so grateful to you, by the way, for trusting us with your beady wishes, and we are very happy that you gave us the opportunity to fulfill so many beady wishes. It's amazing. Thank you so much. So Tuesday, I will tell you more. And so this says, indeed, starting at 7 p.m. Central European Time, bring your beads, I will bring mine. And Susie also says, indeed, also how you feel when beading Johnny, if the tutorial is all right and clear. So also it's going to be a perfect opportunity to ask your questions. Susie is really great when helping beaders with questions and ideas and everything. So if there are no more questions, then thank you so much for today, for joining me and each other. And I wish you a nice creative weekend. Make sure to share your jewels and work in progress projects and questions in the Beading School Club. Thank you so much for all your orders this week. And if you need some more 2-hole cabochons, mushrooms, melons, round drop duos, or super duos, then make sure to check out the bead shop during the weekend. And yeah, I hope I didn't forget anything. So many things are going on. Okay, so thank you and have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.